You know, the first thing before we go into the steam section is you're going to drive steam cars. You have to put on steam clothes. So that's why.
And
we've changed.
you look marvelous, absolutely. Did you race that?
No, that's just actually someone gave that to me, and we're sort of putting it together. This is sort of the steam section over here. You got a bunch of steam cars. This is an early Stanley. This is a 1909, what they call 20 horsepower model. This one here is the little faster model. It's a 30 horse. And the amazing thing about this is all wood. This is wood.
That's wood?
Yeah, it's all steam bent. The only thing metal is the hood. Everything else, wood. Chassis here. These are wood poles. Everything is
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, yeah. This is what they call a dry engine. This one you had to get out and about every 50 miles just squirt all the bearings and get back in. There's no oil in the engine per se because steamers move so slowly.
Now, are these actual louvers or are they all just painted louvers?
No, just painted louvers. Again, they're just to give the appearance of gas cars, you know. What you do with a steamer is you have your pilot right here, and you heat up your pilot, just like, in fact, we got a fire going in there already. You can see the fire going in there.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like a hot water heater. That just keeps your boiler hot.
Yeah.
And what happens is, then when you open your fuel comes down here as a liquid, hits the pilot, immediately becomes a gas, and as the gas is shot under pressure into your burner.
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of how it works. It takes about 20 minutes to get it going. See, all it is, is that a little warm? That's a little warm.
Oh, nice and toasty.
What you do is it's not the prettiest thing underneath here, but it's basically just, see, a big...
Yeah, I don't imagine they showed these off at cruise-ins or something. Hey, let me pop the hood on this baby. And...
Oh, yeah, just a big hot water heater. But it's quiet. I mean, it's running right now, you know? And when you pull away in a steamer, here, we'll pull it up to the door. There's nothing electric on this car. Everything is mechanical. All pumps. You do everything by hand. You pump it up by hand. You pump up fuel pressure by hand.
Is there carbide lights then?
Carbide, well, yeah, you light those with a match. And then as you, then once you're rolling, see if you look under the floor here, you have a whole series of, all your pumps, you see? All your pumps are under here.
You had to be a plumber to work on this, not a mechanic. It's really plumbing.
You know,
Yahoo!
Steamer's a great
I'm getting
tinkerer.
steamed.
That's your whistle right here.
You're actually pressing my pants with that, I
That's
think.
right, that's right. That's what it does. But see, once you're moving, well, it's all sort of direct drive, really. There's no engine, there's no transmission rather, there's no clutch, there's no gears. Your engine is connected directly to your wheels. And once you're moving, once you're rolling, all these pumps will begin to pump on their own. Once the wheel, well, you'll see. Here, we'll take it out for a spin.
All right. This will be a first for me also.
I'll throw this in the back for right
now. These were like two-cylinder?
Two-cylinder. But since every stroke is a power stroke, it's like a V8.
They go around this side.
Now, see, I'm pumping up fuel. Do you see the gauges? This is fuel pressure. I've got 100 pounds of fuel pressure. Once you hit 140 pounds, your regulator shuts off. But once you're rolling, it will pump for itself. First thing you do is you clear the cylinders. You get all your water out.
All aboard?
But once you shut her down, it's dead quiet. Hey, John, open the door there.
This is what it sounds like?
Yeah. It's quiet in this once it really warms up. See?
Unbelievable.
Yeah, you make no noise at all with a steamer.
It's a stealth car.
Oh, yeah, you can... You know, my wife and I sometimes go to the sanctuary near our house, and you can sneak right up to the birds and stuff.
It sings.
It's like a kettle, yeah.
Man, it's quiet.
Yeah.
How'd you learn how to drive it even? Who can teach you how to drive this thing?
Stanleys, you kind of, like I say, they're just great tinkerer cars. But you see, once you're moving, there's no gears, there's no transmission.
Jay, what a trip.
sure it's still got a fire in the hole here. I'm not getting anything. Let's prick it.
Oh, it's running in there good.
Are we clean?
Yeah.
All right. Let me bring it up to 140 pounds. Here we go.
Now you got it.
Going in?
Yeah.
Getting a clean burn?
Yeah, very good color.
Let me get to 140 and then we'll... Because I don't even have 300 pounds of pressure yet. She's pretty quiet.
I had it howling real good in the beginning there.
You sure we're getting full?
Yeah.
Just your jets get clogged.
Yeah.
Oh, there's another one.
Good steam men have no eyebrows.
That could be another book title, actually.
Okay.
See what we got now. Better. There we go. Now we're singing on both.
Add a little carbon.
It's a nice pitch.
Hey, give me the pricker, Jana.
Mine was here on TV.
Really?
That's right.
It's a family show, Jay.
I'll take him around the block and then we'll come back.
Remember, don't kill the host.
See, no clutch, clean steam. When it's wet, it...
Yeah. Got the dry steam now. It's actually pretty good suspension, too.
Oh, it's not bad.
Now, these never came with any sort of a windshield other than...
Oh yeah, they made all different models. The later ones had a traditional type body and windshield. But you could climb any hill.
And you didn't have to do it backwards.
No.
Good leg room, you know?
Woo! You thought the other one screwed up your mustache.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
But see, they're quiet.
They are. It's amazing.
The engine's still cold. Take a little while to get a full head.
Now, so there's really no, with no clutch or anything, there's really no coasting in this, right?
Just throttle on, throttle off.
Now, when you're tweaking that, what are you actually doing?
I'm increasing the amount of fuel going to the burner.
So you're running now about, is that 400 pounds of steam?
Yeah. She should be at 550 is about where you want to be.
These things, I mean, did they ever blow up?
No, that's a lot of rumors. Steamers can't blow up. You got pop-off valves, or you'll just crack. See, as you open the throttle, she'll keep pulling as much as you want to go. I do 70 in this on the freeway, no problem. I mean, it's like sitting on a bar stool, but when you realize we're carrying about 1,000 pounds extra weight,
It's amazing.
then you got a pedal down here, you do what you hook up. What that does is that cuts the amount of steam and it cuts the valve to half opening so you don't waste all your steam.
I
Once
see.
you're rolling, you don't need all that steam. The only thing you don't have in steam cars is brakes.
I was going to ask you about that.
What you do in an emergency, if you're not getting enough braking, you just throw it in reverse. You throw it in reverse, open your steam valve like that. And she stops like a train.
So I was going to say, again, that's pretty much locomotive technology, right?
It is locomotive. The only thing you don't have that's not locomotive is a track.
And this is the 20-horse one?
Yeah. The other one's called a Gentleman's Speedy Roadster.
And what was this called?
This is just called the R model.
A Gentleman's Speedy Roadster.
But you can do 70 on the freeway in the other one all day long.
How often did you have to fill it up with water?
About every 35 miles. Anybody behind us?
Yeah, I got a pretty good sized truck. But he's letting you in.
Hey, if you guys are stuck, you're stuck, we'll help you out.
You're clear now.
They don't always howl, I just like them to. You all right there?
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm good. Thanks for asking.
This is what you call a winker down there. Since water is not a lubricant, or at least not a good lubricant,
Yeah.
what that does is it shoots a dollop of steam oil, which is about 600 weight, into each spray of water gets shot with a dollop of oil. So it's
To carry it in?
or is it rather steam? As the steam goes into the cylinder, as a drop of oil goes in with it. So that lubricates everything.
Clear
But you've got 700 pounds of torque from rest. So you see where it pulls right from a dead
Oh,
stop?
yeah.
Look. Now see, there isn't a gas car that can shift this quick back then.
No way.
So you just keep pulling and pulling.
So they probably had a pretty good race record.
Oh, 127 in 1906.
Wow.
Stanley held the world speed record. You just hope the light turns green because you're not going to make it.
Come on, baby. Yeah. That's pretty close.
People yell at me because they think it's smoke coming off the back, but it's just steam.
Hey, it's on fire.
Oh yeah, they catch fire all the time. That's a pretty common.
Seriously, these did?
Yeah.
Because of the,
Oh, just leaks and whatnot.
and their wood.
It would. Yeah. This is one of the few cars that can burn you and scald you to death at the same time.
Was that in promotional materials or?
Yeah. Well, the promotional material is hilarious because they say why these are better than an exploding engine car. They don't call it internal combustion; they call it exploding engine.
I love that sound.
See, what you do with a steamer is the exact opposite of a regular car. Hey guys, because this car, if you find heat escaping, you patch it up. You try to keep as much heat in the car instead of getting it out. You make all your power first as steam, and then you deliver it to your engine. Whereas in internal combustion, obviously, you make it as you use it. That noisy gas car.
Exploding engine car, I believe they called it, right?
Well, the best part about this thing is when you pull up to a railroad track and you blow the horn, people go, because they think, think a train is coming. Hey guys. See, once she starts to warm up, then it gets really quiet.
Oh yeah. And you really only hear it under acceleration.
No, right. You can run a steam car all day, put your hand in the crankcase and grab the rods, and they're warm, but they're never hot because they turn so slowly. And there's nothing to do. When you realize in the old days you had to spark, gas, magneto.
This one,
once
you got it fired up, you just went, right?
The thing that put the Stanley out of business for
That
good
was going to be my question.
was the self-starter.
I mean, so you could just go in a car and you could turn something and drive away.
Because with this, you could go in, light the pilot, go back, have breakfast, come out, and your car's ready to go. You didn't stand there all day doing this, breaking your arm. And
Yeah.
Plus, these would climb any hill. 1899, one of these climbed Mount Washington, which was the steepest peak in the eastern United States, like this, just straight up. You're not affected by altitude. You're not affected, you know. And they're real easy. They're fun.
They'd probably actually.
You know, regular cars you measure in thousands. This, everything's intense. That's big enough. That's fine. Yeah, really, that's what it is.
All right. I imagine it actually work better at higher altitudes, which would also be different than an internal combustion. I mean, you got lower atmospheric pressure, you get more bang out of the steam itself.
You know, they were driving Civil War cannons out in the field during the Civil War. I mean, you had steam technology.
Yeah.
It was not. A guy in England, 1803, Richard Creverthick, I think his name was. He had a steam coach he was running. The trouble is, it's a bit like the electric. You hit a wall, and you can't get past that. You've got to carry 2 fuels.
Yep.
Your weight, your power to weight ratio is constantly shifting because you're using water. Although the Doble, later steam cars used the same water over and over.
I was going to say,
but then they needed a heavy condenser. You needed an oil separator, and they got so heavy that it wasn't really practical.
Okay, so that's why they needed the oil separator, because they were winking all the time, right?
See, the oil just goes out the back. The oil just goes out in the steam. But once you're running, you never stall.
Yeah.
You always got steam in reserve.
Now even
When I blow, watch the people coming the other way. Yeah! The train out!
Oh my God!
Train!
Oh my God!
Train! You see why it's made of wood when you go over railroad tracks?
It flexes.
Well, it's supposed to flex.
Yeah.
The exact opposite of everything you know about a car.
Exactly.
Oh, flexible chassis. That's what you want to have.
It's a rolling contradiction, Jay.
It's great at night. You light the gas lamps. You light your dash lights. And they're great in the summer because you can't overheat.
That's true.
You know, I see people overheating on the freeway. You idiot!
Could I borrow some of that steam?
You idiot! Sorry.
It's a bit of a shocker.
1909. Yo.
Totally freaked the dog out.
Yeah, I didn't see the dog. I didn't mean to do that. Why don't you just kind of go along? La 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 la. Thank you.
Yeah. Got it on tape. Scared you. Boom.
Music. Maybe I'll blow it down for you. I'll show you what that is.
What's that mean?
Hey, you'll see.
Oh yeah, let me step back here.
I smell raw fuel. Where's that coming out of?
Right there. There you go.
It smells like raw fuel to me. Let's shut her down. Okay. See what we got going here. What are we getting that out of? Where's that coming out of?
I'm smelling it now too.
Huh?
I'm smelling it too.
Yeah. I gotta. Yeah, I think I got fire. No, I mean I got fire. Let me see what's going on. Okay. See what we got going here. Huh? It does. How much air you put in?
100. Yeah, that's about 120. Well, it's 130, 140 is the most you can get.
Well, no, well, but I mean to balance the.
Oh, no, I put 20 in by hand and then I did the rest by the compressor. Of course, I did it 2-3 times to keep it going.
See, look. I'm not sure what we're sending in there.
Well, it's not very hot. It should be by now clear.
We got a fire in there? I can't tell. Looks like we do.
No.
We don't?
I don't see one.
No.
Okay. Shut down. Hang on. Okay. Give that a second. Yeah, I think pilot's out. Let me see. Hang on. No, let it. This is where you go, and it goes. Try to get as much. Try to get as much fuel out of there as you can. Hang on, give it a sec. Let it sit for a minute. All right, we're all right. It's windy. We're okay.
Oh, great.
Okay. All right. All right.
Fire in the hole.
All right, fire in the hole. John, give me pilot. Pilot on. All right, we got tight. Okay, we're fine. There she goes, Captain.
Aye.
She climbed. I'll show you how much power you got in one of these. All right, pilot down. And you got to release pressure in the tank. Here's your gas tank back here. The way this works is, you got two balls right here. One's filled with air, one's filled with gas.
Okay.
So under pressure, you pressurize the air.
Right.
And then as you're moving, you're always pumping air in, which works as your fuel pressure. Then when you finish with it, you can hold pressure all night if you want, or you can release it. And you'll see the fuel pressure gauge drop. And no smoking, by the way.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's throwing a little bit of gas there, I imagine.
And you release your pressure.
Poof.
See if our pilot's out.
I just
Now-
heard it pop one more time.
Yeah. Just make sure. See, this is your pressurized pilot fuel. This leaves your pilot on like you can run your pilot all night or all week or all winter if you want. A lot of guys ran them all winter.
Keep it warm, right?
Yeah. Put that pilot out.
It's not dead yet.
Hard to kill a steamer.
The monster refuses to die.
A little bit left. They sound like a jet plane when they're doing this.
Oh, you said these things were quiet.
All right, that ought to do it. That's still a little left in there. Just get rid of that residual. Now, I put that in the toolbox.
Got it.
Show you what kind of pressure. This is what you do at night. You blow it off. You might want to stand back. Okay, you got to open all of these. And that's how you clean out your boiler.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of power in there.
Yeah.
Steam's like a knife. You know, superheated steam, boy, hell.
It cuts like a knife.
Cut you right in half. And you always leave enough so you can...
Fire it back up, right?
No, you don't need to fire it back up.
Or just put it away, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh. So this is just leftover stuff you're running on now.
See how quiet they are.
It's unbelievable. I've never seen one run. Band brakes in back. Was there even any brake in front? Brakes. We don't need no stinking brakes.
Thanks. And you just leave that open and it blows off any residual.
That is so cool. Yep.
So you get the idea.
Yeah, I think I get it.
I mean, they're great fun. They're just compared to turning a key, you see why they
Yeah.
went out of business.
Yeah, I understand.
But for sheer power and torque,
Yeah, it's just so constant.
you can spin those wheels in the tire on open throttle. You can just twist them right in the rubber, because that's how much power you got going through there. It's 700 pounds from rest. 700 pounds from 2 RPM, just
And it can't weigh too much, does it weigh?
1,800 pounds, maybe a little less. But see, that's the trouble, is your weight constantly shifts as you're using water. You know, so they're, you know,
It was a challenge.
yeah. That's the really fast one. That blew up, and so that's what happens.
Yeah, well,
They all get driven pretty hard.
but then you fix them, and then you play with them.
Yeah, they fix them, and then you play with them again. So.
Have we got it?